New Trier High School's motto is to commit minds to inquiry, hearts to compassion, and lives to the service of humanity. In 2001, this same spirit inspired a group of alumni, faculty, and parents to encourage the Board of Education to start the Educational Foundation during New Trier's centennial celebration. I'm Marianne Breen, Executive Director of the New Trier Educational Foundation. The mission of the Educational Foundation is to provide private funding for exceptional educational opportunities and special projects that are not funded or are funded only in part by the District 203 budget. We partner with the district to fund opportunities that directly benefit our students and faculty. As an independent 501c3 nonprofit organization, led by a volunteer board, we seek private donations that support educational programs and initiatives across all disciplines, like the arts, music, science, health and wellness, and special education. Projects such as 2 innovative classrooms, the Epicenter, and more recently the second green roof, have received 6-figure gifts from the foundation. I've been with the foundation now for 10 years, and I'm continually inspired by the dedication and commitment of our volunteers and support from the administration and Board of Education to enable our mission. These relationships make it possible to raise the needed funds that help the district. Since the beginning, the foundation has provided over $1.3 million for grants, programs, and special projects to New Trier. I am also motivated by our faculty and their vested interest in our students. Their dedication is reflected in the quality of the varied projects they develop and bring to the foundation seeking funding support. These projects continually raise the bar on creativity. An example of a transformative program for our special ed students is the dog therapy program.
The special ed department tries to develop competency. It tries to find out who kids are, what they want to be and do, and figure out ways to get them there.
The students are doing a lot of life skills work in conjunction with academics. Social skills throughout the day. We're doing speech work throughout the day. We're doing vocational skills.
The dogs come on Fridays, and many days up until that time, they're asking, are the dogs coming? When are the dogs coming? Are the dogs coming tomorrow? And these aren't kids who are talking all the time. These are kids who that might be all that they say on Thursday is, are the dogs coming tomorrow? We had a student last year who had a complicated diagnosis. It was called Fragile X syndrome, and because of his need to have a physical barrier between him and everyone else, he was always 6 to 8 feet away from other people.
One particular student, she had a lot of sensory issues, so what that means is a lot of things going around in the world around her that are pretty much normal and we just kind of go with the flow and deal with day to day, she's very sensitive to those things.
He also was selectively mute. He liked sign language, so he would watch for sign language and respond to sign language, and occasionally use sign language.
At the beginning of dog therapy, she didn't want anything to do with the dogs. It was amazing to see the transformation of how excited she would get when the dogs would come and how calm she was. It would take her from this tense state to this level of calm that was really amazing and very evident.
This young man absolutely blossomed on his own terms when we were doing dog therapy. He would come out to the hallway and lie on the floor sort of near the dogs. At first he would lie on the floor near the dogs. But then as he started to realize that he could sign a sign and have the dogs comply, both his expressive language grew verbally and through sign as he called the dogs over. He went over to the mat, sat down on the mat and signed all. And we said, you want all the dogs? And he said, yeah. And I said, where do you want them? And he said, on. So he lied down on the mat and he had 3 big, beautiful dogs come all lie down with him. And he was so happy. And if you can understand this, that this is a guy who has to be 6 feet away from people and walls and furniture because he doesn't feel safe. But on his terms, he could call the dogs to him. It was unbelievable. What's really exciting about this work is that this is something organic that we've developed at New Trier. No one is doing this kind of work. There aren't dogs that are out there being trained to listen to kids with special needs, give them verbal commands, and for them to comply. It gives our kids a wonderful sense of purpose, and we've seen growth every year. The Nutria Educational Foundation has set up this wonderful fundraiser. If community members all pitch in and raise $15,000, there's an anonymous donor that will donate $5,000. All of that money will go to special education programs, just like dog therapy, and every dollar will go to something that is inspiring and dynamic for our kids.